Welcome back and moving on to our first segment for today. As we talked, or as we mentioned in the beginning, talking about the World Youth Forum that was launched on Monday under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Sharm el-Sheikh. We have many important sessions that took place and workshops that took place within the framework of the World Youth Forum. One of these or several workshops actually tackled something that is really very, very important, not only to Egypt but to the whole world, talking about water scarcity. So today, first, we have the pleasure to have with us Dr. Erine Estmalek, and she is environmental consultant engineering. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
So before we start, let's shed the light on the session or the workshop that tackled the scarcity of water in Egypt.
We had a very nice workshop about towards rational water policies for the humanity, and it was a real pleasure to meet some youth from all over the world discussing about the water scarcity and the water problem, how to manage in the future with water. We were talking about some figures about water, how much water do we have now for us, for all over the world, and we had some interesting figures. And then we discussed about the Egyptian experience in handling the issue of water, and it's a really impressive experience. Then we have some points from the youth, what they want to have in the future, what they see, how we can handle the water problems all over the world.
When it comes to the water, actually, this is something very, very important, as yes, it is the source of life, and also it is not only the duty of governments.
Yes.
So this is the most challenging part, that
yes,
everyone has his role in this respect.
Yes. We were discussing about a very important point, that we are thinking that we are drinking water, but it's not like that. We are drinking water, yes, but we are also eating water, we are dressing water, we are driving water. Water is everything due to our daily life. Therefore, as you mentioned, it's not a role of government, it's a role of everyone, and everybody of us has a role to contribute and a responsibility to have. So this is what we were discussing, and we said we are going to have something from today to do, to treat water as a valuable a material. It's not like that we have water for every day. We said there are 1 billion person on the world, they don't have enough water today, but we know that it will be more than that. It's a scary number. It's not, it's 1/8, one for every 8 person in the world doesn't have enough water. So we must begin from now to deal with water on another side. This is on our side. We have also a very important point when we talked about the non-conventional water resources, which we need to begin to deal with, to accept the acceptance of using those resources of water, just like desalination, reuse of wastewater treatment plant, and reuse of agricultural wastewater. It's very important points for us first to accept and to know it's not dangerous. It can be healthy for us to use it, and it was a new point to be discussed with the youth, because they are the future. When they will accept this, they will begin to spread it also among their families and society.
The whole world was impressed by the idea of having a World Youth Forum. Talking, of course, in the very beginning, talking about the Youth Forum in general that started to take place in Egypt, everyone was impressed. But now when it comes to the World Youth Forum, this is completely different. Because whenever we talk about the future or any of our projects or visions, we are not talking about us. We are talking about our youth, our leaders of the future.
Yes.
So this is an important part in preparing them to confront and to be part of all the challenges we are facing.
Yes. I should confess, for me personally, it was an amazing experience to attend such a forum. You will gain positive energy when you are in this forum among all those youth, and they are discussing, they are deciding, they are taking notes and
providing
yes, it's really amazing. As I said, it's very important to have such events like that, first of all, for the youth, but also for the whole world, because the whole world was also presented when you are hearing to the United Nations responsible people. They are there. They are hearing, they are waiting for the reports coming from the youth forum. So you will be proud what they are, what they can change in this way. So I think it's a really, as I said, amazing idea, and we hope it will continue. Thanks God, it's now again we have it after 2 years of Corona. So I think it's very positive, and it will have a lot to do.
Welcome back. And talking about water scarcity again, and talking about, as you mentioned, there were some recommendations at the end of this workshop. Could you tell us more about these recommendations?
As I said, was a recommendation to the United Nations, and was a recommendation to the governments everywhere to try to do more non-conventional, to use more non-conventional water resources, to try more to take care of the climate, no wastewater treatment, no wastewater, untreated water should be go to the seas, using, as I said, more reuse for the wastewater treatment and the agricultural wastewater. Also for people, for society, to, as I said, to accept the idea of reuse, to save using water. It's very important to deal with water as a valuable material, to try to raise the awareness of the people dealing with water. This was some of the recommendation we had in our workshop, for example.
Right, and of course talking about the awareness, as we mentioned, very, very important, and also talking about the climate change that nowadays we all feel and we can see all around us. Maybe in the very beginning, I remember some years ago we used just to take it just like this, and it's not that serious, but nowadays definitely you can see it, the fires taking place everywhere, all the catastrophes and disasters that are taking place, and no one now is far from this. This again aroused the awareness of people, and now people are the ones who are eager to find solutions and to cooperate.
Yes, this is, we're sorry, it's like that. We must feel it personally. And when you talked about climate change for maybe 10 years, 15 years, they will think you are pessimistic, you are talking about something will never happen. But now it's accelerated, we can say it everywhere, about, as you said, floods, catastrophes everywhere. You know, the problem is we have not much time until we can react. If we will not begin today, as I said, or yesterday, we will not have the chance.
We need to be proactive in this part.
Yes. Also, the problem is we have to achieve 1 degree excess till 2030. If we will not reach this point of climate change, we will not be able to change anything, and it's a catastrophe. So we should all now act to reduce the thermal heat of the earth. So every one of us can do something to do this. If you, for example, if we want only to imagine, it's not only the foil or airplanes are producing CO2, but farmers are producing CO2, animals producing CO2. So we should have a plan. We should be aware what to do to try to deal with this climate change.
Yes, and if we're talking about also the awareness in Egypt nowadays, that really was really very, very important when it comes to the water scarcity and the climate change. We achieved a lot in this respect, and we started. I think we are on the right track.
Yes, we are on the right track, but we have a lot more to do. I think the media has a very big role to do with this, and there is a very important point, because sometimes the people are thinking climate change and everything is the role of the government. They should do something, and we will accept or not accept, or we will claim and say not, it's not good to do it like that. But it's not like that. I think the media will convince the people, will show them how important to deal personally with the climate change. If we are going to have a new tree in front of my house, this is a very, very good thing to do. If I'm going to save water, this is very important. I'm doing this not only for the climate or for the whole world, but for my children, for my grandchildren, to be able to live in peace and to be able to have a good life on earth. So I must have this responsibility. I take this responsibility in the hand and act and do something.
Right, allow us to move on to a quick break, then we'll be back. Welcome back. Talking about all the sessions that took place during the World Youth Forum, and youth who attended and youth who are following, because this is again very important, because all those who attended, they're giving positive energy and motivation to the others who did not attend. Nowadays I can see a lot of people, they are eager to go and trying to participate and presenting their papers to go to present, to be there. This is another let's say a real achievement in our history.
For sure it is, and I think it's not only an achievement that has been done, but it's also a beginning for a new era. Yeah, new era to have the youth, and also the Egyptian experience in having the youth in politics, in everywhere. Not only the youth, and also the women. It's really impressive to have the youth as organizers. What they did in this. Also, if you will see, without youth, this forum will not be like that. It's we know it's the government, they did a lot, but the contribution of youth was really impressive, and it shows that the Egyptian government, the Egyptian president, has the real will to have the youth on his side, on the governmental side, and this is the right decision, because if you have the youth, you have the future, and this is the very important point to have now when we are talking about problems, when we are talking about climate change. It is the responsibility of youth, and I think it's smart to do it like that.
Yes, and of course, even just as you mentioned, again, now when we talk about Egyptian citizens in general, they are all aware of all the challenges, and the core of this is that, yes, the government and the leadership of Egypt were very keen to let them part of all the challenges and to be part of all decisions to be taken. So when I accepted, I know where are we going, where am I, and where am I going to go. This is another important part.
For sure, and this is also, as I said, smart, because when I'm contributing in the decision, I will not be able to climb the decision, because I was a part of it. So I will try to do my best to make it succeed, and this is very important to have political decisions as well as social and everywhere to do it like that. And as I said, the youth is very important, or the contribution of youth is very important for the whole world now. But Egypt is doing it really before. We don't have something like that in Europe. We don't have World Youth Forum in Europe or in America, but we have it in Egypt, and this is very good.
Right, Dr. Erine Estmalek, environmental consultant engineering, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, it was a really pleasure. Thank you.
Right, and with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.